Welcome back to our messages from our Divine Compassionate Guides. My name is Julianne Duffy, and my purpose is to live, speak, and seek the truth in all forms to help reconnect humanity to its highest form of authenticity. And, of course, truth as well. Thank you so much for joining me. My purpose when I pull these cards is that they will help heal and serve you in the most divine and appropriate way. Today is a pick your card message. So each of these are a separate message depending on which card you resonate with. And we are pulling from the Wild Woman cards by Elizabeth McLeod. So I asked the question on what guidance does the Wild Woman have for us today and for these next few days as we go forward? And, what should we be focusing on? So take a moment to choose which resonates the most with you. And if you go into the description, there will be able to click to skip ahead if you don't want to listen to all of them and just want to go to the card that you have chosen. We're going to start from the left to the right, and let's go to the first card and the first message from the Wild Woman. Integration. That is the first part of the first card. That's the message if you chose it. The integration is really about coming into balance, having that balance of the mind, the body, and the spirit. That we're not only in our head and we're not only in the clouds, but we're really integrated and balanced in the most abundant and appropriate way. And that's really the overview of that. So you're really being guided that it's time to get all the parts of you into one alignment and integrated for the most benefit. So with this card, it talks about that we often we separate our thinking head from our emotional body, and this disconnects us from spirit. You are not intended to rely entirely upon your life. Let me say that again. You are not intended to rely upon your mind in life, but to look for true reflection of what is resting within, thus keeping you on your soul path, clear, precise, and directed. So it advises you to let everybody you know, your friends, your family, lovers, business colleagues, all relationships in your life, to know that what it means to be fully alive as a woman being. Have a united front and an experience of authentic connection when the integration of our thoughts, emotions, and spirit occur. Your desires will become clear, therefore your link to the divine will open. And in these moments, the infinite is possible. So really, once we're in alignment, we've got the opening, we've got that connection to the divine then, because we're truly in alignment with our full body, mind, and spirit. And the guides are really, if you chose this one, are saying, you do that, you're going to have lots and lots of moments of infinite possibilities. Things that are magic are going to appear. It all takes that balance of making sure we are fully integrated, that we are not only in our mind or only up in the clouds in spirit, but we are mind, body, and our soul. Beautiful. So that is your message if you chose the first card. Let's jump on to the second card here. And your message is dare. So right off the bat, you are being dared to start to change your beliefs. Change your beliefs, start to do those things that maybe have been holding you back. This one's really about being brave. So the guides are recommending for you, it's time to step into that. Dare to be beautiful in sweatpants. Dare to be beautiful in an evening gown. Dare to be happy and laugh. Dare to be sad and weep. Dare to be full of life. Dare to be who you are. Dare to let your hair fly away in the wind on a cool afternoon. This card invites you to walk around barefaced and take off the mask of modesty and dare to bravely be beautiful and proud of it. So it's like getting rid of the mask. It could also mean like getting rid of your makeup. Like if you feel like you have to go out of the house fully dressed, dare to be you and look the best you can without all those other things. This is, that as an example. It may not be appropriate for you depending on who you are, but that gives you the idea. Dare to walk everywhere in the park, in the mall, in the forest, the grocery store, in a sense of awe of who you are. Dare to be fully within your power. So there's your message. You are being dared to really step in to that beautiful divine being you are. So take that as we go forward for these next few days. Beautiful message. Let's continue. If you chose the third card in here, your Wild Woman message is surrender. So you're being guided to really allow things to happen, to attempt to really step back and take away that control that you have had. Allow yourself to surrender to the divine, the flow of life. Hand over control. Being in control does not keep you protected. Consider that surrendering may keep you safe from yourself. The walls you have built are no longer necessary for you to be out of harm's way. Don't allow hostility towards yourself or others lead the way, especially by holding on just to be right. Would you rather be right or happy? Pay attention to the journey. So this one's all about that. There's no need for understanding. The only way you understand something is through surrendering. So we don't need to necessarily know all the details. Choosing to allow ourselves to accept things is also part of that surrender. So your guidance going forward for these next few days is see if you can step back, trust the flow, and surrender to those things that you have wanted to control with before. It's time to move past that. We really don't have control over much in this reality. Awesome. And now, last, of course, never least, our last card here, number 4 here on the right. Your message is grief. So this one really, the guides are reminding you it is okay to have those moments, to allow yourself to emotionally feel the things you need to feel. Grief is a normal part of life. And it may not be it's a grief of some kind of loss, right? So it's allow yourself to go through the process of grieving whatever you might lose. It could be you move somewhere. It could be a loss of a loved one or a family member or a pet. It could be a loss of a job. It could be a loss of anything, right? The breath may be knocked out of you and leave you drowning in agony beyond your core as you leave something in your life behind. It is lonely here sometimes, a whole ocean away from anyone, as there is a stillness no one invites. The grass even lies down as everyone disappears from your view. Grief is not a feeling of supposed tos. It's a deep within its own rules, not even the understanding when it howls its pain. But grief is a feeling, wild woman, that you want to feel. It's a tidal wave there to cleanse the sorrow and stir your anger. It is shimmering in its ache to move your paralysis and break open for the whole universe to feel. So it can rock you in its arms and hold you until the screams of agony are no more. So this is allowing you to let go, release the umbilical cord so that you can stay aware when possible, and then allow the vastness to help discharge and let go of the grief or the things that you are struggling with. And be okay with it. It's a natural part of this process. So whatever you might be grieving with, allow yourself that time to surrender, to surrender, very much like the second one, to surrender to that emotion and allow that emotion to clear through you. It's part of the normal process of life. So those are your messages as we go forward for the next few days. As always, my intention is this help, heals, and serves you. And of course, please do subscribe if you haven't to stay up to date with the messages. Have a beautiful day. Until next time, namaste.